What's up team, I'm former United States Army Ranger Joshua Thompson. In this video, I'll be going over the pros and cons when it comes to lifting and calisthenics when it comes to preparing for selection. This is all based off my own experience and what I personally found best. I personally prefer to lift, but during AIT, COVID shut down all the gyms and I was forced to only do calisthenics. The results from just doing calisthenics for a couple months actually shocked me. But before I get into that, if you guys enjoy content just like this, make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. So what are some of the pros when it comes to calisthenics? Calisthenics are extremely crucial when it comes to building that functional strength when it comes to conducting stuff in the military. That's why most of the tests in the military are calisthenic based, like push-ups, sit-ups, stuff like that. This is especially important when it comes to special operations because guys, you are going to be exposed to rigorous terrain, you're going to be exposed to conducting these long movements, you're going to have to move proficiently in an urban environment, etc. You need to have this functional strength in order to succeed at special operations, and the standard is their bare minimum in order to get into it. And so calisthenics is basically a must because you have to build up that muscular endurance in order to perform really well for these military selection PT tests. Another pro is if you guys do not have access to a gym, you can't pay for a membership or it's just too far away. Calisthenics is extremely easy to do. You don't really need any equipment. You just need yourself and some time in order to conduct the workout. One of the main cons for calisthenics is that you guys will plateau really early. If you guys aren't seeing results and all you've been doing is a bunch of push-ups, a bunch of pull-ups, if you guys aren't getting the results that you're wanting, it's probably because it's really hard to introduce progressive overload into a calisthenics workout. What is progressive overload? Progressive overload is when you add more weight, you add more sets, you just add more from the last workout into this new workout so that you can continuously improve. It's kind of hard to add weight when you just are using your own body weight. You can add reps and sets, sure, but body weight exercises alone are going to stop yielding you certain results that you want when you're going to stuff like military selection. Additionally, you can only build up so much strength when it comes to body weight exercises as well. If we don't have the strength to pick up our battle buddy off the battlefield, these are really important qualities to have. You need to have that strength in order to perform well at special operations. However, during AIT, when I was conducting calisthenics on the daily for a month or so, when I actually returned to the gym when they finally opened up, I found out that I was actually stronger than when I previously went to the gym. And that probably is mainly because of how intense I made my calisthenics workouts. While yes, I couldn't have progressive overload when it came to adding more weight, I was still adding a bunch of sets and reps on top of what I was already doing in order to make it a complete workout, basically. That being said, if I only continuously did calisthenics, I wouldn't have gotten to the level that I needed to be. All right, so that's calisthenics. Let's move on to weightlifting. Why is weightlifting so important when it comes to special operations? The first pro to weightlifting is obvious. You're going to build a strength capacity in order to be highly successful in a special operations environment. You guys need to have strength. You need to be able to haul a lot of weight over a long period of time, but you need to have that strength capacity because let's say someone goes down and you need to take them off the battlefield. If you don't have that strength, you won't be able to move that person. And it's not just that person. You also have a 100-pound rucksack with all your equipment on it. You need to be able to lift heavy things and take them certain distances. It's just reality. That's why compound movements like the bench press, the squat, the deadlifts, that's why these movements are so important to build that explosiveness and power that we need in order to perform the tasks that we need to do in special operations. The second pro to weightlifting is it is going to significantly decrease the chance for you to get an injury. What I mean by this is if you continuously lift, your joint stability and overall muscular imbalance is going to refine over time. And this refinement is going to make you less prone to certain injuries. But most importantly, if you weightlift, you're going to increase your bone density. The reason why this is so important, especially you guys going through selection, you guys are almost always going to be under some sort of weight throughout your entire duration throughout selection. You're going to be under the worm/log PT. You're going to be under a ruck almost the entire duration. Even your own range of body. These are all external sources of weight that's going to be put onto you when you go through these selections. If you do not lift before selection, your bones aren't going to be as dense, and therefore you're more susceptible to getting an injury during selection because you're not gonna get in as much sleep, you're not gonna get in as much nutrition, so therefore your recovery isn't as optimal, and therefore all this stuff is going to stack up and compound onto your body, and the result is you get injured and then you have to recycle. You get injured and then you get shipped off to another unit. So you can see why it's so important to lift, because we need to build up that bone density in order to maintain our health so we don't get injured during our time in selection. That being said, there are some huge cons when it comes to lifting. If you only focus on lifting and getting bigger and stronger, there are huge cons to that. Lifting alone isn't going to accumulate your body to muscular endurance activities like push-ups, sit-ups, stuff specifically that you need to conduct at a high level when it comes to the military. On top of that, it's not going to adequately prepare you for rigorous tasks like rucking, running long distances, and any sort of muscular endurance task. Lifting is only going to get you strength. It's not going to get you the muscular endurance that we need for selection. So that leads me into the next con. If you just continuously lift and get bigger and stronger every single day, eventually you're just going to get too big. You're going to get too heavy. If you only focus on getting huge for selection, you are also putting yourself at a huge disadvantage. Yes, it's important to have strength in order to conduct tasks like lifting up your battle buddy and getting them off the battlefield. However, I have seen individuals who are just so big when they're conducting the push-up test, the sit-up test, they cannot bang out as many reps because they are so heavy, they don't have that muscular endurance when it comes to those tests. Particularly, I've seen a dude who did sit-ups. This guy's torso just super big, he was super jacked, but he couldn't conduct over 50 sit-ups because he was so big. His torso was so big, weighing him down. It's actually kind of funny to watch, but it's pretty sad because you know this guy's dream is going down the toilet. Additionally, if you get too big, your run time is going to suffer as well. There is a striking balance between having strength capacity, muscular endurance, and being able to run and move your body. You need to find the weight where you can perfectly balance those two things to a high degree. It is actually more of an advantage to be a little lighter when it comes to going into selection. Specifically for my case, when I went in, I was around 170 pounds, standing around 6 foot for reference. The heavier you are, the harder it is to be able to conduct these muscular endurance activities, and your running is also going to suffer as well. And then on the flip side, the lighter you are, yes, you're going to be able to run faster, you're going to blow these muscular endurance tests out of the water, but how well are you going to fare under a rucksack? How well are you going to fare under your ranger buddy who weighs 260? So as you can see, it's important to find that medium of strength and endurance, and that's basically what a ranger is. So that is why to this day I continue to conduct a mixture between calisthenics and lifting so that I ensured I maximized my performance when it came to RASP. But anyways guys, that's gonna do it. Those are the pros and cons between both calisthenics and lifting. I hope you guys found this video informative in any way. If you guys did, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. If you guys thought I missed anything or would like to add your thoughts, comment down in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.